leadership is challenging Scrum Masters, right? So how do Scrum Masters self-manage? What are some tools, techniques, models that Scrum Masters can use to self-manage, self-regulate?
Well, I think you already hit on a big one, like making sure that you're seeing people as people. Like as soon as you're us and theming, like that's going to be the end of all of it. So I say that we will all us and them at times, like we'll all slip into that. But that's like, I think finding for yourself what are your red flags. One of the most common that I see is us and them. Like as soon as you have us and them perspective, you're probably in a place where you need to self-manage and figure out what it takes to do that. And if you can bring yourself back to thinking about it, getting curious. Like I know when I'm being really judgmental about someone, like, oh, that person's so stuck in project management thinking. They're so command and control. Like, oh my God, we're never going to get there. One of the things I do is get very curious about their life. Mm-hmm. What was their path that got them here? What's important to them? What motivates them? Like, that's one of the things that I do because I care, like the stories, like that's what really I have learned that like, when I go back to like continuing about a particular person, getting in, like seeing what they're doing is, like on the wrong path, like I can't get through to them. Then I suddenly stop trying to get through to them and I start listening and getting curious and wanting to know, not about the particular thing we're button heads about, but just about like the general. Tell me more about you. So like, what's your background? Like what brings you here? And I am curious about that in general, but I'll get deeper when I'm like, I'll know when I'm not seeing them as a people. I've got to do something that helps me see that person as a person. It might let me help them understand the perspective they're coming from here, but it doesn't matter if it helps us on the particular thing we're butting heads on or not. It helps remind me that they're a person. So that's one of the things that works for me. And then I think the other thing is realizing how much of it's not actually about the other person then too. Like how much of your stuff is in there. Like, I hate that this is true, but like even with all of the work that I've done, I'm a professional coach. I've done all sorts of stuff. I run this mental health program. I go to the other extreme. I help leaders with this. And I will still find that like people can trigger, like if you're familiar with the concept of getting triggered, like it can, I can be triggered with what someone said. And then when you look at that, it's like, well, why did that? One of the self-help trigger, like maybe not in the moment, but after the moment, like take a look at why did that trigger me? What's maybe a belief I hold that's about? What will I need to do to release that belief? Because if it's something that's like really super important to me, there's probably a reason behind that. And that's probably about my stuff, not about their stuff.